All right, chat. I'm gonna jump into the call here, so you might hear Jake, so bear with me. Hello.
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 Hey, how's it going?
It's going all right. How are you?
I'm good. I'm good.
Nice. I'm just gonna just make sure. I think Icarus is a little bit too loud right now. Let me just turn that down.
Yeah, no worries.
And then I can say hello and stuff. So settings, audio. We've got a Beyblade storm right now, so.
Oh yeah, we've got a crazy storm outside as well. So.
Oh, I mean in Icarus, not IRL.
Oh, in Icarus.
Yeah.
Oh, nice.
Yeah. So yeah. Okay, chat. Can you all hear Jake? Fine. You been able to hear him? Oh, fancy human. Hello. Can you see chat in case they ask any questions and all that stuff? And
Me?
Yeah.
No.
I can go throw you a link if you want, just in case they might ask and stuff. It's like, what is it? Like midnight for you or something? Is it?
Yeah, just past midnight.
Just past midnight. But yeah, welcome. Obviously Liam dropped me an email. I think about a month back now or something like that. I think.
Yep.
Seeing if I wanted to just have a chat and come on and stuff, and if you wanted to just play whilst we have a chat, or it's entirely up to you, really.
Yeah, sure thing.
And we'll just talk over the patches and what's to potentially come, and because I'm looking forward to the Logic update. As a person that plays a lot of factory games and has a lot of Logic, I'm interested to see what that's going to entail. So,
yep.
Loud and clear, awesome.
Awesome.
Yeah. So go ahead, just introduce yourself to chat and let them know who you are.
Sure. Hi, I'm Jake Tatansky, project lead on Icarus at Rocketworks, and yeah, I help lead the strategic direction of the game, and figure out what's going in week to week, as well as directly working on a lot of features and design and stuff like that. So yeah, that's me.
Yeah, I think we was going over the patch notes because we've not played Icarus in a couple of weeks just due to schedule clashes between all the three of us. And going over the patches, like obviously fishing's in there now. Finally, we got fishing. It's been because that's what's been in the blueprint points now for a while, isn't it? And like it's been saying that it's been coming.
Yeah, it was one of my I want to say when I took over as project lead, one of the things I wanted to do was eliminate all those coming soon to get all those kind of like last features in.
Yeah, when is it going? Like soon TM, just like.
Yeah, exactly.
People just want to fish.
Exactly. Yeah. We had a rudimentary fishing in when we initially launched, but it was not good, and it just wasn't worth like us pushing out like a half-baked feature. Like we wanted to do something good with it, and I feel like we did. Gave a complete system. So
yeah. Gotta go give kudos. Like I think 2 months ago, 3 months ago, something like that, was that we all tried doing this, and like we was having a lot of major issues with like performance wise, because I think things wasn't like rendering out and stuff. Like when we was chopping trees, that was going underneath the map, and a lot of things. We saw a patch that come out that said like some stuff like that and now have a tick rate, and if it's been sat there, it gets removed, and that helped with performance and stuff.
Yeah, no, that's good. Yeah, we've had a couple of performance fixes, like big performance kind of patches recently, and we've got some more queued up, which is really cool. But like, performance fixes take time, unfortunately, because we're really getting.
We had a fire breakout. This was on the first map before, because we had to come over because it got so bad. I was running like, because I was the host, even though I'm using like a 4090 7950X and stuff, I was still getting around like 20 FPS. And this was because a massive fire broke out and it turned all the corn and started popping all them plants everywhere. There was a lot of corn just hiding in the vegetation. And it was just there for like weeks. It just wasn't disappearing at all. So we was like all of that being rendered. It's new enough like Bethesda games, right? When you've got a lot of items that are just free placed everywhere, and just the performance is going to go crazy. So we come back one day and was like, wait a minute, I'm on like 60, 90 FPS now. What happened? And we checked the patch notes, and yeah, So
Fire was always a long-standing pain point
yeah,
for me.
I bet.
Yeah, yeah, well, we've addressed some of them, some of the issues with fire. We've got some more coming, but yeah, it's just yeah, fire has been a nightmare.
Yeah. Yeah, I know. Like we got a new map coming soon, haven't we? Is there a new map coming soon?
Yeah, so there's a new map confirmed in the New Frontiers DLC.
Yeah, yeah. Is it
Yeah, I can't
is it
give a
going to be the
timeline on that.
same scale, same scale as
Yeah,
the other maps?
pretty pretty much the same scale. More like less less there'll be less of the map taken up with like big impassable big areas and stuff like that.
Yeah.
It's really hard to explain. It's a different style. A lot more interesting biomes, a lot more interesting creatures, a lot more jam packed into smaller areas.
Yeah,
But you know,
from the
still on the
image,
same
like we've
scale.
seen I think a couple of images. It looks more hand constructed and stuff. It looks like there's a lot
Yeah,
more. It's a lot more unique compared to the other ones.
yeah, we definitely spent a lot of time making the initial layout on the design side to make sure that it worked for what we wanted it to work with, because
Yeah.
we wanted to roll in a narrative story, and we wanted to specifically set up some kind of like situations for players and stuff like that. So it took a bit longer.
Yeah, yeah. Because what pulled me back to Icarus was the new open world thing, is having the ability just to do what we want. Because being
Mm.
being on the timed ones, like as a content creator, I'm always pushed for time, and I don't want to play a game that's like timed for me. So like,
Yeah,
as soon
yeah,
as that open world thing come in there, and then the optional missions to do on the side as well, which that's why we enjoy it, and you know it's a lot of fun. But yeah, just doing what we want now and just leveling and doing blueprints and then using the same character to go and do the missions and the time stuff, and then bringing that back into the open world with the uniques and stuff is cool. It's cool.
yeah.
It's definitely a
You'll
different.
you'll really like the next kind of like named update they were doing.
You can't say
Hypatia.
that without telling me,
Yeah.
Jake. Like-
Yeah. No, we've got we're basically rolling all of the missions into the open world, so you can have like one long persistence play experience. Yeah.
Oh damn! So we want. Wait. So if all of them will be in there.
All of them, yes. That's the plan.
Jesus. So we
Yeah,
won't need to go back to the ship to take off to then come back in, kind of thing.
not if not if you don't want to. Obviously, we're gonna maintain mission mode because some people really like
Yeah.
going down and starting fresh. But there's a lot of people who just like the open world and they're missing out on I think
Yeah.
there's like 80 missions or something now. And a lot of people just never experienced that. So we're working towards rolling them into the open world to be able to trigger them and stuff there. So
Yeah. That's pretty
yeah.
good because like obviously I play with Jojo and Fox, and one of them might not want to go and do a mission, but if I want to do a mission, they have to leave the open world that I'm in. So if
Yep.
if it's going to be in the open world, can I still go and do that mission whilst they're doing their own thing?
Yeah, 100%.
Okay. Oh, that's pretty cool. That will definitely change a lot of things for sure. So I think a few people have mentioned that as well. Like they play multiplayer, but like one person wants to go and do the missions, but then the other person doesn't. But they can't. They want to play on this same world, but because the host is not available, they can't jump onto that actual map.
Yeah.
So obviously, well, they could still play on the character, but they're buildable, and what they was working on is still not going to be there.
Yeah, I mean, you can one of the reasons we allowed for dedicated servers so people could do that. Like, so there is no host, and then people could just jump in and out. But yeah, we're deliberately getting those missions rolled in so people can join, have a persistent experience, and all that jazz.
That's definitely what I need to do right now. Is we were just talking about it like an hour ago. Like I would like to go to a dedicated server because I'm doing all the pulling right now. So like, I'm losing the frames and the performance because I'm the one that's doing the pulling.
Right.
So if I was to get a dedicated server, obviously that'd be a lot easier, and all that kind of stuff. And then everyone can continue their saves whenever. Then because like we're all three of us are like streamers, so like we all like to make sure that we're well, I have to be here anyway for to continue. So,
Mm.
all that stuff. But I'm gonna pull up the roadmap here because so
Yeah. Go for it.
obviously it's not. I'm just trying to where Icarus. It's still in the. Is it on this? Not in the store page. It's on the community thing, isn't it? I've got to say, like, the game is beautiful. Like, is it what engine? What engine are you on?
Unreal 4.
You're on
Unreal Engine 4.
Any intention to go to 5?
Never say never.
Because because like one of the main games I play is Satisfactory, and we've just gone from update 4 to Unreal Engine 4 to Unreal Engine 5, and they thought there was going to be a lot of challenges. There was, but like the world partitioning system that's involved in Unreal Engine 5 is what pushed them to that, because it helped the development of the game so much easier, and it allows with so much more flexibility with, you know, rendering at, instead of using chunks, you're using, you know, distance and all that stuff. So
Yeah, it's definitely something we've talked about internally.
yeah.
Unfortunately, we've written a lot of custom tools and even modified the engine in quite a few cases, just to help Unreal 4 deal with large open worlds. So if we were to go to 5, we're talking like 6 months worth of work just to maintain parity.
Crack the whip.
Yeah. There's definitely a lot of benefits to moving to Unreal 5.
But a lot of problems as well. So
yeah, it's still like I'd be really keen to move to it. But there's still some issues and instabilities which we're not willing to risk just yet.
Yeah.
In the shift.
Yeah, should be be interesting. I don't know how obviously it'll affect performance, but like DX12 is it's in Icarus now, isn't it? DX12, but it still says it, you know, performance might still be affected. And
yeah, it's really set up to, like, if you've got like some of the higher end machines, you can definitely run DX12 really nicely, but we can't like guarantee support for some of the lower end, unfortunately.
Yeah, because like with the upgrade to Unreal Engine and in like inside, like you said, in Satisfactory, is it's brought the low end specs up because of the obviously DX12 and some of the tools that it provides, but especially when it comes to nanite on the rocks and stuff, that'd be very, very beneficial in Icarus and the mountains. And
yeah, I know some of the artists are like really, really keen on it because there's some really interesting stuff you can do with characters and like facial features and stuff. Yeah, they're really pushing it. I'm like, I'm having to hold them back.
They want to use the whole what's it called? That is it Hellblade that's using it right now? With the facial tracking kind of meshes and stuff.
Yeah.
We're all playing in that. Do you want me to throw you an invite into this game? You can just have a run around and stuff. And
yeah, that sounds good.
Yeah. I think I'll need to add you on Steam, I think.
Yep. I'll flick you my Steam.
Yeah. I'll leak this to everybody.
I get a lot of random invites.
Yeah. I don't really use Google Meet. Is there a little chat thing in here? I'm guessing there is.
Yep.
Come
up for you?
Yeah, I got it. Sweet. So yeah, because like the updates for us come out on a Thursday, but in where you are, it's a Friday, right? So it's
Friday evening. I try to get them out just after midday, but it really depends.
Yeah, I'm like, it's crazy. Oh, I'm dying in game. Oh, my water's critical. Oh
no.
Drink. Okay, there we go. Okay, let me quickly send you a friend request. I love the Steam's new UI they've got now. You got your questions.
Yeah.
The reason I like it is because I like the note system.
The note system.
Yeah, so when you press Shift Tab and you go down to the bottom, there's actually a note system now, like notes, and it's dedicated to games.
Oh,
So if I'm playing Icarus, I can like type, oh, okay, I need to go and get this item, this item, this item, and I can make it like permanently transparent on the side of my screen.
okay. I really like that.
Yeah,
Thank you so much for
yeah,
showing me that.
yeah.
That has just changed the way I play some games.
This will help with the development as well. Yeah. So yeah, it helps so much because a lot of the games I play require, you know, like that's one thing I'm surprised that's not in Icarus, to be honest, is a recipe. So I can pin a recipe to the HUD. So like when I want to go and when I want to make an oxidizer, for example, I have to keep going back to the table to go, okay, I need this, 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 and this.
Okay.
So I think I mentioned it a few times, just like a little icon, and it pins to my UI on the right hand side or something, and I can see, okay, I need 4 leather, I need this, this, and this, because obviously when it gets later in game, it gets a bit more expensive. Like you're gonna need, your chips and your electronic stuff, but then the electronic stuff need to have other items as well, so it gets a little complex. And so it's
And that's a really good idea, actually. Yeah, some optional UI to bring up recipes so you know what you need.
yeah,
Yeah, that could be quite well.
yeah, because I've got a memory like a goldfish, so it's very like, because I know Subnautica only brought that into the second one, and then a lot of other games are starting to bring that in as well because gamers are dumb. So we're spoons. Okay. Friends, add friend. Where is it? Where's the menu for it? Hello? Steam? I think Steam's dead. Don't call us out. I'm sorry, Chad. Like, it's true, and you know it. Chat, if you guys have got any questions, just throw it in there in chat, and we can. I'll throw it to Jake and stuff. But yeah, like I played a lot of Icarus when it first released, and I know there was a lot of hype around it as well. And weekly updates is that not like it's not like stressful for the team, is it, or anything, or like?
Oh, I mean, it was. It took a while for us to find our rhythm. Especially, we were pushing out really big features week to week, and we were for a while there. We were, some of us were a bit too over eager, and we were pushing out massive things. But we've toned it right back, and I really like the cadence we've got into now. Where we do have these big kind of like named updates where we have full feature complete stuff, and we've got smaller things week to week. So we have a lot of week to week stuff already planned out and already kind of implemented. It's just a fact of turning them on kind of thing.
I guess it's similar to how I work like my YouTube content, like the daily stuff, and like pre-planning everything I need to ahead of time, and all that kind of stuff, and getting it most worked on and then releasing it, getting it done 2 to 3 weeks prior before release.
Yeah. It's it's ideal.
But not as complex.
The thing I really like about it is we've got I want to say 9 weeks queued up just of like small little bits of content, but we also have like reserve the right to like push them back if we decide that something needs to come out sooner, or like we need to be reactive in terms of like something the community needs or something like that. We can spend some time and get that out that week instead of like pushing it back.
Yeah.
Really nice.
Dragon Sniper asks, what is your favorite change so far? Like your favorite thing you've implemented?
Oh, okay. I almost said the stuff that's coming up. Yeah. My favorite thing that I've done. I really like fishing. I really like the alteration system. I spent a lot of time on that. I know some people don't use it, but it's something that I really, really like. What else? I really like the dynamic stats we've done. So like how everything's not kind of like hard set.
Yeah, yeah.
Spent a lot of time getting the stat system working the way we want.
Yeah.
Sorry, I was just choosing my loadout, so I got a little bit
it's fine.
distracted there.
We're just all asleep in the JoJo's messaging me and thingy, and then she's like, "Can you sleep? It's going nighttime." But yeah, I'm interested. I'm obviously with the new map coming up. I'm guessing we're gonna have new enemies and stuff, right? Some.
Yep. Yeah, a bunch of new enemies.
Yeah, yeah. Because I like, because obviously when we go onto sticks, like the first thing we're coming up, we call them chickens. You know, the birds.
The mowers.
Yeah, the mowers. we call them chickens because, and then the spawning point we got, obviously we're having birds straight away. We're having crocodiles straight away. It's a lot more aggressive start compared to like the other, you know, the starting kind of map kind of thing where you've only got wolves and deers.
Yeah. I can say the new map is it's harder again. And I'd say within the first 5 minutes, there's a couple of creatures that will bother you, but they will change the way you play.
That's fine for me. That's fine for me. But then when I've got to revive, this is not just a thing, but I've got to sometimes got to revive the girls a few times. But I've done that once today. Alligators killed them. But yeah, I die a lot as well. So it's, you know, I can't say anything. Dragon's like, yeah, but we won't leak stuff. More crazy worms coming.
You want more crazy worms?
Yeah. Wait, how does the thumper work right now? Because like, whenever there's two of us, does it depend the difficulty on how much resources have been extracted from that radius? Is the difficulty?
I believe it scales a little bit based on the players that are around.
That's what we thought, because we was like, okay, because we wanted to, because a friend of mine joined on, we wanted to show him the big worm, and we thought we'll go over there and we'll show him the big worm. But it was scaled far back because it was just me and him. But when there was three of us, we had the big boy worm come because it was like a hard difficulty.
Yeah, I think it's the longer you've got it running, the higher chance is that the big worm comes out and attacks as well.
Yeah.
So you'll probably start up with a couple of smaller waves, and if you only want to do a small area, quickly turn it off.
Yeah. Can you ask, will there be more things done with fur because late game you don't need it anymore?
Right. Yeah, there is some yeah, I was actually doing some recipes yesterday, where I was including some fur and some stuff and some higher tier gear. But yeah, I can't say more than that. But there is more recipes coming with fur.
I think from my personal experience as well, tier 1, 2, and 3 is fine, but I think going from 3 to 4, I think it's a massive leap in resource. It's like you're going from like 12 like items or something to like 36 or something. It's like a big change. It's like there's gradual change between 1, 2, and 3. But going from 3 to 4 is like massive. I don't know if it's just a balancing thing that needs to happen there. Either like 3 needs to be up to bit or 4 needs to come down a little bit. I don't know. That's just my personal thing.
We've actually in this week's patch, I don't know if you've been on the experimental or not, but
no.
This week I'll give you a sneak peek. So this week we are introducing a couple of new intermediary materials. So like we're adding gold and copper wire, a platinum sheath, and a titanium plate. And that's to bring some of the T3 recipes and T4 recipes, make them require less overall metal ingots.
Right. Yeah, because like right now we're going through a lot of iron and steel. Like a large amount. Because obviously there's 3 of us in one area. Them resources are draining quick. So then obviously that's a good thing about the thumper as well. When the thumper wasn't here, oh god, that was a pain.
Yeah.
And like I do like I respect games like where we've got to travel more to get to resources and stuff, and obviously we've got animals and takers that like I've still not figured out how to do the animals yet. I'm still learning that. But like yeah, I think traveling further and further away to grab what we can and then build something, then bring it back again.
Well, one of the original kind of like things we were trying to do with Icarus was try and promote the idea of multiple bases. So you'd go to one area and
Yeah.
you'd do stuff there, and then you'd build another base somewhere else, like a little mining camp, and then you'd come back. But
Exactly. Yeah.
that didn't. It worked out if people wanted to play that way, but a lot of people don't want to play that way.
Yeah.
So we had
Yeah.
to
Like
cater
everyone
other
likes to
options.
have like a core base, but then people you'll find out a lot of like it's mainly people that like to play these games anyway that will build them sort of builds like modular builds elsewhere as well.
Mm.
Like it's like the hardcore survival players, they like to go and do all that. And then you'll have the general audience who would just like to build one place and then bring everything back to that one place and stuff. So
Yeah, which is totally fine way to play. I mean,
yeah,
I
exactly.
play like that. So
yeah. But yeah, like I like the whole exploring sort of thing, and the whole weather system before the new one's better, and obviously it's been tweaked since then as well. Like with the storms and all this kind of stuff.
yeah, we did a massive revamp,
Yeah.
turning the whole old weather system into a proper forecast, so you can kind of see what's coming and prepare, rather than just like, oh, random, here's a storm.
yeah, because I was nice and fine in my stone house on my other save. Then suddenly a patch come out, and it was like, hey, wind can now start damaging your stone, and there's me panicking. Like I'm about to lose all my stuff. But yeah, it was a good change. Because like we're rarely coming up against like extreme storms. Like we're on the grid in like orange, like yellow and orange. What makes us get a red storm?
Are you playing on easy or medium?
I think we're on medium, so it's a difficulty thing.
Yeah. So there is based on your current forecasts, if you have a look at that like yellow icon,
Yeah.
That has a chance of escalating up one tier and having red storms in there, but you won't get the full extreme storms.
Yeah. Yeah.
It does base it on difficulty a little bit.
On the in-game chat, the girls are speaking in there. Big Z can kill me anything anyway because I shoot her all the time. But yeah, so will you be adding more build pieces like arches or round pieces? Says Flynie in the future.
This is quite a common question, actually.
Yep.
Yeah, there's none on the cards at the moment, just because we're focusing on some different things
Yep.
to do with Hypatia and the DLC.
Mm-hmm.
But that's not to say they're not coming. We just currently aren't actively working on them.
Yeah. I think one from me is: do you in the future have like right now, like like for example, I like earlier on about an hour, I was looking at like aluminium stuff, the builds, and then the concrete builds. I'm trying to like look at what's going to be a better build, but also going to still give me the better, like I want to get better insulation, obviously with concrete, but when it comes to aluminium, it's going to protect me from more wind resistances. But like, are they going to be a bit more diverse? Because I feel like there's not much difference in them. Like,
right. Yes. Yeah. You mean in terms of like their stats, where how like their resistance, their health, how much insulation they
not
provide,
just like a. Because I think most people right now like for the concrete stuff and then the aluminium stuff. I think it's more of an appearance thing that people are choosing it for, than statistics or how it's going to help you in your, in your place, in your base.
Yeah, we have some new storms coming that affects, I would say, concrete and aluminium in different ways.
Right.
And there's going to be a couple of different building materials coming with the DLC as well. Well, the expansion, sorry, which they survive better in different biomes under different conditions. So it's going to be more of a, if you're planning to live in some of these harsh environments, you're going to need to, use the matching building tier and make sure that everything's working right and all that kind of jazz.
Yeah.
I'm just checking out your house, one of the houses at the moment.
Oh, which one's that one? Which are you at Foxy's house, I think? Or
I'm with Jojo at the moment.
you're at Jojo's house. Yeah, this is
nice clean layout. I really like it.
I've been told that a crazy thing happened. You might have seen it. Jojo, if you can hear me, can you throw me the clip? And I can throw it to Jake. You know, the crazy house smashing one. So basically, what happened was Jojo was building a house. She spent like a couple of weeks building it, and I died at the cave across the lake to a bear. And I decided, I'm just gonna respawn back in. And my my pod landed straight on her house, like yeah, straight in the middle of it. Like her house was just obliterated.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah, it was so funny. I was screaming, I was howling. Jojo was on the bridge. I'm like, what the fuck is going on? Like, it was funny. Yeah, so that's it's happened new enough twice, but then the week after the patch came out, and it fixed that.
Yeah, no, we've done basically we had set locations for all the drop pods a while back.
Yeah.
So if you built under it, it would land there. But we changed it to they're more dynamic now, so they do actually check the location before coming down. Which is nice. It also means that you can have more than 8 drop locations to a thing. So you can technically have like 30 people all playing or landing and all that kind of jazz.
Yeah. I'm going to send you a thing right now.
Fantastic.
Wait, I'll grab it from here and I'll send it that way. Yeah, cause it's hilarious because like every time we play on a Wednesday, normally the week after, whatever we found, it's like it gets fixed. It's crazy. It's weird. It's bizarre. Like, oh, this happened last week. There was a weird bug, and then next week's patch notes. Oh, this has been addressed. This has been fixed.
We're doing our jobs then.
Yeah, literally a week straight after. Let me pull this up here. I'll just DM you on Steam. Oh my God, Steam open. There we go. Oops, I'm just sending your friend code back to you. Oh, Jojo's got the clip there as well. Cool, sweet. Steam. There you go. You got it. Wait, did I just lose? Wait, did I leave the Google chat? Oh, crap. Wait. Wait. What? I just closed the chat. Wait. Oh, damn. Damn. Wait. I just closed the You have to leave the chat. I know. I'm coming back. Join the Google Meet. Hold on. There it is. Wait. Turn that off. Oh, my bad.
That's totally fine, man.
I accidentally closed the thing and the chat spamming me. Jojo spamming me like you've left the Google Meet. Like, damn. Did you see that clip? I sent it to you on Steam. Yeah.
Hold on.
What a spoon. So I do have a request as well for you once you watch that clip.
Yep, sure. Go for it.
You know how we have these fishies on the walls now?
Yep. You want it to sing?
Yes. Yes. Fox wants to sing that I think she put it in like the requests and everything. She wants one to have like a computer chip, and she wants a singing fish wall mount.
Yeah, it's funny you mentioned that, because like when we initially created the item, I actually went to the audio engineer, the audio director,
Yeah.
and I said, hey, wouldn't it be funny if we've got a singing fish? And he's like, yeah, hold on. And he recorded something and sent it to me. He's like, we could put this in. And I was like, oh yeah, that's pretty cool. Pretty cool.
Do it. You just walk up to it.
Yeah. And I also talked to the COO at the time, and I was like, hey, could we get the rights to like the chuck me in the water song? Nothing ever eventuated with that, but you know, it's something that I'd really like to do.
Yeah, it'd be funny as well. Just have like it's just an orchestra. Like you could just do one like full song, and then you could just have like the bass on one of them, and you got to like if you collect them all, you can play them all at the same time. It'll be an actual song. That'd be funny.
That'd be cool. It'd be really cool.
Okay, I'm literally just working on. I'm just finally getting my what's it called? My oxygen tank finally. Going from my little satchel to my oxygen tank. Okay, put that in there. I need some oxide as well. Time to go for an oxide run. But yeah. What about fur rugs and stuff?
Check the patch notes this week.
What's that?
We've had fur rugs on the cards for a very long time, and we finally had the time to go around them and put them in game. So we had one of the designers this week or early last week actually make sure and put them all in the game, so they are there now. They're not like enabled just yet.
Yeah.
But you know, we've got a series of rugs coming.
Nice. So our
ready
leopard
for release
rug
in the coming
and
weeks.
a bear rug and all that stuff. I like how we've got the Pokedex now. I'm calling it Pokedex. You know, the beastery.
Yeah.
So I can go around there, collect them all, and get all that stuff. I need to look into that yet, because last time we played, it wasn't in there. So
yeah, that was kind of what I was going for when I pitched it to everyone. I was like, I want it to be like, who's that Pokemon?
That's basically what it is. As soon as I saw it, like when I saw that the bear just paused, and I was like, yeah, that's a bear. And then because we was looking at the video you did on the patch notes. So we was looking at that, and I want to go and catch them on. I want to go and find more and more stuff. Would it, like, in the future, like, for obviously the maps have different animals. What about a possibility of a slider for, like, the other animals to be in here, right? Because you can't get the crocodiles on the first map, right? And
so some of your animals are unique to Styx, and then some are unique to Prometheus. The words that I didn't say. Some are unique to the new map. There is plans to go back in a little while and introduce some new creatures to those other maps. But for right now, where the maps are sitting, and with the release of the new DLC, they'll probably stay as is. We'll probably do some tweaks to like the creature behavior and stuff like that. But just because we've set up quite deliberate different areas and biomes and things on the maps that we don't want to just make it a random pick and mix just yet. So it'll be a slower introduction.
Any other questions, chat? You got any other questions? Like, it's not like I can ask you as well, like, what would you like to see in the game? Because obviously you know what's going to be coming in the game.
I have thousands of things I'd love to see in the game.
So it's like so much thing, like, I would love, because I'm a factory nerd. That's the games I kind of play. I would love, like, that's why I love let's talk about actually the batteries, because obviously batteries are definitely needed.
Yeah.
We know this. Also, now I've got you here, there is one feature I am begging for, and I say this like every stream. And what it
Yeah.
is,
What
it
is it?
is, you know, when you're in the oxidizer or
Mhm.
a thing, is having somewhere on the UI where I can just take it straight from my inventory into the actual device itself instead of leaving the device, going into my inventory, dragging it back into my inventory, taking it over to the machine to put it in the machine.
Right. Yeah.
Does that
Yeah.
make sense?
Yeah. So we've actually got the tech there for it.
Yeah.
Now that I think about it. Um, so like for the example, like the wood standing torches, you can press F on them to add sticks to them.
Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, it's definitely something we could do.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because like,
There's a lot of like small usability things there with both the in-world kind of devices. So the oxidizer is a prime example, and the crop plots is something else as well.
yeah.
The crop plots I really want to revamp. It just it's it just takes my time, and I don't have that much time for like mucking around, messing around with things at the moment. But
Yeah,
yeah,
I
it's
started.
definitely
I
my
started
pet
prepping
project.
the crop plants, the plant stuff. Like most of mine are new enough dead. Yeah, I've got squashed watermelons now. But like, because I was trying to see if there's a benefit to them, like, because they're expensive to make.
Mm.
The plots themselves. If I'm not mistaken, let me just see what they cost to make again. And then for the return of them, I didn't see the benefit until I actually made like quite a lot of them. And obviously that's where are my crop plants? What tier are they in again? There's the iron crop plants, and they require 10 iron, 4 copper, sulfur, and steel screws. That one's not bad, but then you're going to need water pumping into them as well, and doing all your putting it into a glass house to make sure there's specs. I kind of like how there's different variants to making sure your plants are growing correctly.
Mm. There is yeah, so obviously the crop plots the higher tiers grow faster because you can water them and they can deal with sunlight and all that kind of
Yeah,
jazz. And then there's talents which increase the yields. The main benefit is like the fact that you can grow stuff on on yourself rather than having to find it in the wild.
yeah.
Which is which is good. And the with we actually fixed it recently, so you can put fiber in them as well and stuff as well, which isn't really relevant for the conifer, the forest biome, but like if you're living in the desert or the Arctic, it's kind of ideal.
Yeah,
there is some things we want to do there. I really want to make them a more in-world thing when I get a chance.
yeah.
And I would really like a sickle crop plot interaction.
Yeah.
But yeah, we'll have to double check with the scaling of that because sickles are awesome now.
Yeah, I think it'd be the good way of doing it, right? Like with the crop ones, you can put it into an official greenhouse, right? And then if you was to go up to some piece of land and go, okay, I want to put a sickle down or something, no, like a sickle, like a hoe. Maybe do some form of farming with the hoe kind of thing.
Yeah.
And it creates like like how the wheat spawns in the world anyway, and all that kind of stuff. Kind of creates something like that, and then we can place what we want in there, and it'll grow naturally on the land we have around us and stuff. So you can kind of create like farmlands and stuff.
Yeah, that's something we could do.
Yeah.
Like the only thing we have to be careful of is because we can't deform the terrain.
Yeah.
With the current setup, we would have to like make sure that crops can nicely grow when placed on
Yeah.
rather
and keep
than
away from fires.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. There was something else. It was just on the tip of my tongue a minute ago. What about, because right now, like, and that's one thing I like about games is a pro and a negative, right? For the water wheel, for it to constantly run, you need to remove the sponges from it and all that kind of stuff. The solar panel, obviously, at nighttime. What about a new power system that regards animals. So you can put like you put like a moose in there, you know, and it walks around and it turns the wheel. You know what I mean?
You want a giant hamster wheel?
Yeah, I want to make a slave animal. So, but we've got to obviously keep it. Like, it gives you more of an incentive as well towards animals, because then you can go, okay, this one, you can throw an animal on there, and then you can also, you know, it might have like a tiredness or a stamina or anything like this, and it might work for a couple of days, but then you got to look after it again, and then you can put another one on there, and it's kind
That's that's definitely something we could do.
it's
And look
definitely
into
unique.
it for the. I thought you were going to mention wind power or something like that, but yeah, sure. Animals in a hamster ball. We can
I don't
put
mean like
something
in
out.
a hamster ball. I mean like in like a circular pen, you know, and
Yeah,
it's kind of
I know
walk.
what you mean, like a wheel.
And it might turn like a windmill, like that kind of thing. But yeah, because I'm trying to think, 'cause like the tech tree is huge, you know, and there's a lot of things to go in there, and I'm just glad we can get it all, to be honest.
Yeah, with the blueprint points, we wanted to make sure that, you know, at max level you could get everything.
Yeah.
You could craft everything.
Yeah.
But the player talents, that was another thing. We wanted players to be able to specialize their character.
Yeah, it definitely helps, especially for multiplayer, because like one person can go down as the constructor, one person goes down the hunter. You can create a community around it with talents, and obviously when it comes to tech tree, you can. It's pretty cool. Like, like with the talents as well, they kind of integrate with the blueprints and help you specialize in some of the blueprints you unlock. So like, if you wanted to kind of go down as the house builder, you're going to go straight for the house stuff, and it's going to be cheaper for you if you go down and use the talents that, you know, you can carry more. It's also cheaper to build these items and all that stuff. And I just like how the blueprint things as well allow you to be dynamic, and it's not a linear route. It's more of you can just choose different paths going down there, and you can skip straight to the end if especially if you're on the arterial, right in the middle. The artery blueprint, and then you can just branch off and go straight to the end if you wanted to unlock the for example, concrete.
Oh man, every time I look at this, because we just redid the entire thing.
Yeah.
So I'm looking at it, I'm like, where the hell did I put that again? This isn't right. It should be over here.
Well, Giorgio's very happy that the powered creature deterrent is here. Because on both saves now, wherever she builds a house, the first one, she had a wolf spawn right outside of her. And then in this one, she has crocodiles. And every time she was trying to build a house, she was getting attacked. And so that is obviously going to help her. So I think she's definitely aiming towards that and everything now. What possibility of like tier 5s and future tiers? I'm guessing that's obviously been discussed and stuff as well.
Yeah, I would like to do tier 5, but I would like to do something really special for it. You know,
yeah.
Since tier 4 is really like focused on like electronics and stuff at the moment. I kind of want to put introduce the electronic networks at tier 3. At some point, and start having like very basic generators and stuff, and move up to like the more intense ones at tier 4, and then possibly start moving into more sci-fi-esque.
Yeah, maybe like tier 5 could be very more unique. For example, it could like maybe not everything in tier 5 is accessible and is limited to a specific skill set, but that's obviously going to be aimed at multiplayer though, right? So. Because like you could have, you know, somebody might go towards weapon building, and then once you've unlocked that section in there, especially for like a unique rifle or on the lines of that.
We have some cool weapons coming out in Hypatia.
Plasma rifles.
There's an interesting mechanic to them, but I'll let you see that when they come out. But we have to be careful with how high you can go on the planetary tech tree, because you know obviously we've got the workshop and stuff in space, and I think we want to focus more on prototype gear up there.
Yeah.
And the big thing for me, and I know some of the other designers, is we want to make a clear separation between workshop gear and planetary gear with the as long like they can both be high tech
Mhm.
as long as they're providing a different experience, as
Yeah.
long as they do something unique.
Yeah.
Because the last thing I want is to just put a gun in space and have that gun in space be exactly like the hunting rifle, you know?
Yeah,
Like,
exactly. Because there is no form of rapid fire weapons as of yet. So there's shotguns, there's rifles. It's not like it is futuristic, but it's still very caveman, right? It's still
yeah,
very things you can technically make and stuff like the compound bores and your rifles. It's not like it's a rifle like a full like an M24 or something. You're actually using something that looks like it's been built with a couple of bits of wood and barrel gunpowder and stuff.
yeah.
But yeah, like everything's designed well. I'm just trying to think of where it can go because obviously with it being very spacey as well, you don't want it to be too spacey. And you're like, where am I putting, this nuclear material? Like we could
Yeah.
get uranium as uranium for power, but then how could that implicate into buildings? Because like power for me obviously still needs work, and obviously it will do. Because the first time I ever experienced power, and it's obviously coming from a person that does a lot of factory stuff and like builds automation stuff. When it comes to power for me in this, and having to disconnect the power lines, I don't know if it's just me just being a spoon and not figured it out yet, but like for me, like I can't connect everything to one circuit.
Yeah, it's a bit tricky, and the debugging that we have available in game right now for like assessing your power networks and stuff isn't
Yeah,
great.
yeah,
I personally hate the rounded nature of the point to point.
yeah, yeah,
How yeah, there's a lot of that's why we've got the power network thing on the roadmap, because after coming from games like Rust and Satisfactory and stuff like that,
yeah,
where the power networks are a lot cleaner, you can understand what's going on, you can see the clear flow rates and everything like that. I want to give that Icarus give that treatment to Icarus.
yeah,
And it's gonna take a bit of work, but like the underlying systems are there. We just have to dedicate some time to it, and
yeah.
we've got like a good plan for it. It's just gonna take a while with some of the other stuff we're doing.
Yeah, because it would be good to
Um,
obviously have everything connected up onto the same grid, and then when it's activated, that's when it consumes the power. So instead of everything, because it's like when everything's attached, it's consuming the power. Where I think if you use it and you click the activate button in the middle when you set your recipe, then it consumes like the 1,500 instead of it constantly consuming it, because like I'm trying to like keep all my cables tidy, and I've got to go up to the power cable. I've got to disconnect it from this machine, then attach it to this machine, and then if I'm doing multiple items, I'm going to go from disconnecting from that machine to that machine. Then that means I need more power. But for me to get more power, I need more circuit boards and all this kind of stuff. But I need to smelt all that. So I need to disconnect more cables, and I'm bouncing around like multiple machines to build one power or wheel or whatever, solar panel, or for me to get more power and all that stuff. So
we originally designed it with like a variable power in mind,
yeah,
so that like devices could draw only what they needed, and if they didn't have enough power, you'd essentially have a brownout where things would start working at lower efficiency.
yeah,
but we pulled some of that out before release, just because it got a little bit tricky to understand with the tools we had at the time.
yeah.
It's definitely something I want to revisit, but I want to make sure we do it right, rather than doing like a fix from week to week.
Yeah, yeah. That armor is insane that you've got on. So that's the thing. We've not really done any uniques because we've only started the missions. Like we've gone through like 6 missions really, and there's so many missions to do, and like there's so much content to do within this. Like you can go and do a mission one day, but when you said like we can start doing all them missions in the open world, I got a little excited. So that means like we can like if for example the people we play with like don't want to do the missions, but then I want to go and do a mission, we can do it in the open world now, which is kind of cool. So definitely looking forward to that.
Have you tried the dropship grenades yet?
Dropship grenades.
All right, come outside.
Oh. Do we need a test on me to kill somebody? Like,
Okay, so this is a Meta Workshop item that we added, I want to say about 10 weeks ago. So I throw it over there, fires a flare up. And my dropship's going to move to this location.
what? Oh my god, I don't have to keep running all because mine is all the way over there under that mountain. Like way past Jojo's place. So the dropship will come back here now, so it will land at side of the... Wait, can I throw this onto somebody's house?
No, there's... the dropship is a little smarter now.
Okay.
It'll land close to this location, maybe not exactly on it.
So if I was to get one of them grenades and throw it on Fox's house, it won't go through it?
It won't,
okay.
No, sorry.
Damn it!
I mean, I could add one that removes safety checks, maybe, if you like.
Maybe.
There you go. Here's my dropship.
So there's the dropship. Oh, yeah. That's pretty cool. So we can move it around. It's actually still lands pretty close, to be fair, but like... but, yeah.
We originally made them for a quick exit on mission, so you didn't have to run all the way back.
Yeah.
But there's some other cool stuff I'm going to do with that.
I'm just trying to... There's loads of like things I still don't know about the game, and I'm still on like discovering, going through it and stuff. Like I've not really gone to, like spent time in the biggest monster we've come across is obviously the big worm through the thingies, but we've not took out any of the bosses and everything yet as well. But
Right.
I think for me, as a player when I first started coming in, I think most people have said this is, do you know your accolades and your medals?
Yep.
Is having them 4 medals like hidden, because as soon as I saw them, I was like, wait a minute, there's a sandworm boss. Although it creates excitement, I would love that as a surprise for me when I'm exploring.
Yeah. No, that's something we could look into. Yeah, because it is just straight up there that says, hey, you've got these
like bosses. Yeah.
Achieve.
Imagine if I was going in the desert or something and I stumbled across the boss and I was like, whoa, like that would cause chaos. Like,
yeah,
so much fun to that, and all that stuff. But I love like like I said, there's so much stuff like in there, like the hunting with the accolades, the survival construction. So, did you just attack me? I will shoot you in the head. Yeah, and then obviously the achievements and all that kind of stuff. So it's like I'm very much a completionist. So I like working my way through a lot of things and then making sure I've got decent gear, and I'm a hoarder as well, so I like to stack up with everything. So yeah. Oh, weather incoming and a storm.
Oh, yeah, flash storm. Yeah, I'm getting inside.
I'm trying to sort out the lights in here as well. It's going to take bloody forever for lights.
All right. Yeah.
I think the G spot's only available for like animals, isn't it? Really?
Yeah, animals and some mission gear.
Yeah.
We initially had it way more restrictive, so you had to put it like pretty much any bit of heavy machinery in there, but it wasn't great.
Yeah.
Backpacks as well. Yeah.
Oh, there's a fire right
there was no backpack slot.
Yeah. Fire right here. If this burnt, it won't burn my house down because it's stone, but...
Oh, wow. Oh, that was
literally right outside my window. That's a good point. When the windows are closed, are animals still meant to see us? Because they still aggro onto us.
Yeah, some of them have like some...
I know they've got noses so they can smell, but like, yeah, this is kind of...
Some of them are a bit... some of them do have quite high perception, and they are able to see, or well, not see, but they can detect the player.
Mm-hmm.
We have turned that down a bit because it was a little too aggressive.
Yeah, that's how Fox died earlier, actually. She was inside the house, and then alligators had grown onto her.
They do the thing where they remember your last location that they physically could see you at, and they'll attempt to get to that location.
Yeah.
And then if something angers them and stuff on the way, they can retarget. But
yeah. Yeah. Have you got any more questions? Automatic input of torches? You mean into the L keybind? Is that what you're saying? But yeah, I like how the whole, because like when we're doing the missions and we come back with the suits, and I come back now and I can put water, food, and oxygen, you know, into my suit. I like that kind of aspect. It's definitely a sense of reward. Doing the missions and then coming back with better suits and all that kind of stuff, and then using that in the open world. Because when you couldn't put, you know, your water and your food in there, and the only thing I had was oxygen. Yeah, that was a pain. But having them creates a sense of reward for the player for sure.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah. Is there anything else you want to go over or anything? No.
No, nothing in particular. I'm just trying not to spoil everything. So I'm just like...
No, you can say whatever. Like, you know, I knew enough. Like, I know most things now anyway. But like, unless you like, if you mean regarding leaking stuff, like me and chat won't say anything.
You and Cat and the rest of the internet won't say anything?
Yeah,
Okay,
we won't say anything, you know, is this thing. Have you announced, like, when we're looking at possibly the DLC expansion?
We haven't announced a date or anything yet, but...
You've got an internal date kind of thing.
Yeah. You'll, hopefully you'll hear more about it in the coming